So today is voting day. Of course, I exercise my right. My voting thing is like right down the street, like one street over. Like if I go on my porch, I can look over there, see people turning and because it's right on the corner. It's at Fairfax Recreation Center. It wasn't crowded. It wasn't, well, basically, it wasn't really nobody in there. I think it was like 3 people voting. I'm guessing because it's early. So I'm not going to make a judgment on it yet. I'm going to keep checking back in. And I'm also going to, once the end and the results come in, I want to check and see how many people actually voted. Now, today we had judges. We had only 3 judges, three different seats for judges. One of them, there wasn't nobody even running against, so it was 2 of them that you had to vote for one or the other. We also had levies on there for raising property taxes for Cuyahoga Community College. We also had something on there that was very interesting that I didn't see a lot of people talking about was we have a civil service test that you have to take here to be for any job for the city of Cleveland. Now they trying to put certain things on there. They also had some on there for if they want you to be, I guess, in politics or have some type of couple of years behind your belt in order to run for certain candidates. Now I haven't heard that until I went in. That's something that they snuck. I feel like they snuck up, or I don't know how I missed that. But I want to see the outcome and see if people exercise their rights, especially the ones that's complaining. Because it was judges on there. It was stuff that affect if you can get a job for the city. And you need to understand it's the city hire felons. So a lot of those questions are going to be targeted towards felons. That's just my opinion. Also, a thing that's on there about the mayor releasing, I guess, the spending budget, things like that. It wasn't long. There's not too much of stuff that's going to be on these type of ballots like it'd be in November. But it's judges that's running on seats that affect people that gets in trouble. What kind of judge is this? Is this the fair judge? Is this just a hardcore throw them away down the drain type of judge? All those were a few things that you could have been a part of. When I did go into the voting thing, they did ask for my ID. And also when they asked for my ID, they when I gave them my ID, they asked me to verify my address. So I was proud of that. Now at least in the precinct that I went to, which was I think J, that's Fairfax, they verify who you are, which I think they should be. I don't think anyone should be able to just walk in and be able to vote without an ID. I mean, you need to verify who you are. If I wanted a check or something like that, I'm going to have to verify who I am, so I don't understand what's the problem with that. That was a good thing. But it was freezing in there. Now, when I went in there, I said, why is it so cold? And now, this is a recreation center where kids be at. All the kids in this neighborhood, they go to that recreation center. You know, when it get cold, a lot of kids go in there. You know what I'm saying? Because they play, whatever the case may be. So I said, why is it so cold in here? And the lady was like, they got on winter coats, hats, and gloves and everything. This is how cold it is. I'm like, why is it so cold? And they was like, well, the people supposed to come fix what's going on. And they've been saying that since 7. Now, when I left out of there, this was around 9 o'clock when I went. So she said they've been saying that the people been on their way since 7 o'clock and no one's there. Thank God it's not a lot of stuff on the ballot that people have to take their time because it's cold. You would get to marking anything and then be going on about your business. I didn't like that it was freezing in there. I don't know how long that air been off over there. Hopefully that's just something that just happened today or whatever. But people need to understand this. People look at the big level, like the federal level, like the president and stuff like that, and focus on those elections and just leave out the local elections of stuff that affects you on a daily basis. Like if you want your taxes, your property taxes to be raised because of Cuyahoga Community College and the things that they're doing, you property owners, that give you a right to say something. Do you feel like all these different questions need to be asked on these applications for civil service tests? These are the local stuff that you can be a part of. People look at the president, and a lot of that stuff really don't too much trickle down and hit you like something would hit you on a local level. You know what I'm saying? So, people need to take that in consideration when you pass up voting on local issues that affect you. People so busy looking at the news and looking around what's going on in the White House and some transcripts. And I don't see people rushing down here to make sure we putting the right person on the bench that can be presiding over you and your family. People need to think about that. Think about the taxes, the levies that's going to be passed that it affects you. For when you go get a parking ticket, what kind of judge this is, you know what I'm saying? Like this is stuff that affects us. These local elections. Yes, the federal big elections. Yes, that do affect us in a certain type of way too. But local elections are the ones that we should have the biggest turnout. Now, I don't want to predict this early, but I could just tell because I mean, I've been in this neighborhood for over 15 years, and I know when Fairfax is packed on the election. The only time it's packed is when it's the president. Whenever when you're voting for a president, in elections like this, you barely get a turnout. Now watch how low the numbers are going to be with the votes. Now I'm going to come back to you later on. I'm going to show you when they posted who won, how many people actually voted. Watch how the low turnout be. But people steady complain. You can't complain if you don't vote. You don't know what type of judges these is. Then if this judge do something unethical or unright, but you didn't even exercise your right to have that person on the bench. See, I think we need to think about stuff like that. They put big stuff in our face to crowd out the small stuff, but the small stuff is really the big stuff that affects us. I don't think people understand that. So hopefully y'all will get out there and go vote and do what you have to do. Now I did get, because you have to register for certain stuff. You have to be registered either as a Republican or a Democrat in order to get a ballot. So it wasn't no point in me going down there just putting independent on there. I just kept it as Republican. But the Republican Party has been emailing me and sending text messages because I signed up on everything. I'm like, let me just see how, their system work. They have been sending me stuff that they endorse, and they've been sending me stuff about the candidates, and been sending me stuff about this levy. You know what I'm saying? I have yet to see anything from the Democrats. Usually they'll put stuff on my door. That's something that I did. Maybe because I'm not a registered, but you would think even though if somebody is not a registered Democrat, it don't matter. At least try to get their votes. I don't know. So I will check back with you later on to show you how Cuyahoga County election turned out. But get out there and vote. It's a lot of stuff that's going on.